Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Agency Platform VIP webinar series. My name is Paul Steinmetz, and we're going to be going over local SEO services today. If you could do me a favor, give me a shout out in the chat if you can. If you can see my screen okay, and be an audio check if you can hear me okay. Yeah, still not seeing any shout outs on that. If you guys can hear me okay, if you can find your chat box on the GoToWebinar interface, and if you can, oh, you know what? There it is. Sorry. This GoToWebinar interface has two different chat options in it. This happened to me last time. Okay, thank you. Let me get organized here. Okay, fantastic. So today we're going to go over the local SEO services line by line. We're going to pretty much dissect what is in this service, why is the workload that's in the service how does it relate to different technologies that are in the dashboard, what are the benefits to the client, what are the benefits for you to be able to offer this service, how does this service apply to local clients. And so we're going to dive in pretty deep. Last VIP webinar, which was the kickoff, last time we went over the SEO audit report, and by popular feedback, we needed to dive into the local SEO service to give you a greater understanding behind it. So today I'm also going to be going over some case studies on the local SEO, as well as some example materials that were requested for what does some of the writing look like? What does the slideshow video look like? How many times are people submitted into directories and things like that? So hopefully you've got your coffee and notepad and you're ready for a pretty intensive webinar. I'll try to keep it to 1 hour. Knowing me, that means we're going to go an hour and a half because I've had about 4 shots of espresso and it's hard to slow down when you got that much caffeine in you. Okay, are you guys ready to get started? Awesome. Shout outs, and yes, chat is still private. But actually, let me take one step back before we get started. Rob's excited to get started. Hey, I want to open just for any questions to start with from the last webinar that we had. Real quick, as we're only 4 minutes past the hour, we still have quite a few people jumping in. Does anyone have any questions or clarifications they're looking for from last week's webinar, the audit report, or any kickoff questions to the local SEO services? Okay, not too many. We're going to dive into this then. So whenever you get into your dashboard, as you know, to look at the service, which is what we're going to be going over, and primarily go to start new project, go over to search engine optimization, and then you're going to click download and compare all plans. This is where we would get into the line items on the local SEO. So I assume most of you have local clientele as your target market, right? Meaning that the majority of your prospects or leads, maybe even existing clients, are local businesses. Plumbers, chiropractors, carpet layers, dentists, right? Doug says primarily local, yes. Does anyone not have a primarily local audience? Casey Stark says cannabis. Actually, boy, I know. Yeah, there's some agencies that do specialize in different verticals, cannabis being one of them. Bill, you're national and local? Nice. Okay, so for the local clientele, what's more important to the local client, right? The organic local SEO results or the Google Snack Pack, the 3-pack, the Google Maps listing, the sometimes where there's only 3 that are on the very first page. So that's what a lot of the debate is about. Now, because of the amount of real estate, particularly on a mobile device, and as you know, mobile search bypassed desktop/laptop based search in what year? Who knows that? What was it? 2016, 2017? Was it 2016? So more people are searching off of a mobile device. Now, whenever it comes to local businesses, why would someone, particularly on a mobile device, be important? Well, they click to find driving directions, right? They click to make a phone call, and they click to see more reviews about your local client. So for the local clients, they're special because, yeah, organic local SEO is important because a lot of searches will not produce the whole business listing snack pack in Google, right? What percentage? It depends on what niche. But even more so, the majority of traffic is in Google. Is there traffic flowing through Bing, Yahoo, and all the other search engines that nobody ever talks about? Yeah, but primarily the client's going to care about what? Google. And they're also, a lot of them are very concerned about the maps listings, primarily because it takes up the most real estate on a mobile phone, especially. With that being said, and this is huge bonus points to anyone that has an answer to this question. Do you know, roughly speaking, what percentage of traffic goes into the snack pack versus the organic on studies that have been done from local businesses, Google Analytics on collaborative studies? Brian says 95% are going into the maps. Doug says 70%. It's going to depend on the study and the client. Andrew says 30%. Zach, 85%. And this is guesses on how much traffic is going into the maps listings, the snack pack, the Google My Business listing. My God, I wish they would just call it one thing. I read several different studies. Some of them were above 50% into the snack pack. Some of them were just above 50% into the organic local. What's going to be the differentiating factor primarily in that? Well, where are you ranking? Organically local, below the snack pack, and how many long tail keywords are you generating traffic for? So I did read several studies on clientele as recently as 2017, where there was a majority of traffic coming from organic local, organic first page Google results, and that was even on the first page of Google. And why would that be? Well, sometimes whenever people are searching for a provider more, they want to dig into the organic results a bit more. Emily says, sorry, I missed it. What is a snack pack? Snack pack. It's the Google business listings. They call it snack pack. Anyone have a better name for that? 3 on the first page. I understand why people would not understand why it's a snack pack. It sounds like one of those little meals you buy at the grocery store for your kids to take to school. Oh, Blaine, you got a link here for me? Man, killing me. I'm not a fan. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to copy and paste a link that Blaine sent over. So, yeah, before I dive into the line items, I want to go over what are the ranking factors for the snack pack? What are the ranking factors for organic? Let's do, and just to clarify, because I'm in Kansas City, look, this is the snack pack, the 3. So I typed in Kansas City dentist, okay? Your paid listings, which you all know about. Then you have the snack pack. And then you have your local organic listings, right? So in our local SEO packages, a lot of the effort goes into optimizing for the snack pack and also for the organic below the snack pack. Make sense? Casey Stark is in Kansas City. Casey Stark, what's up? I'm in Kansas City. Let's connect. I know a couple of agencies here as well. Okay, so Moz, 2017, local search ranking factors. So you're sitting in front of a client. They say to you, yeah, I would love to rank organically in Google and to be in the snack pack, the Google My Business listing, and I would love to be on page one, of course. And why would they? Well, as compared to, for example, a lot of other marketing mediums, people that are searching for you specifically are typing in that keyword that prompts the snack pack, the business listings, and the organic results in Google. So you have targeted people that are specifically looking for you by target keywords, right? So local SEO is not just the package of local SEO with agency platform is not just for the organics results below the Google My Business listing. So for those of you, without reading too far into this page, do you know what percentage of a ranking factor is SEO for the on the website specifically, on-page and off-page optimization that applies to the business listing in Google? Is it a ranking factor? Does SEO on the client's actual website impact their rankings in the Google Maps, Google business listings, in the snack pack? Anybody? Absolutely, it does. And this is not recent studies, by the way, guys. These are studies that have been around for the last, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm getting old in internet years, the last 5 years at least. So here's a link for you if you want to read up on it. And I'm going over this because this is important from a sales perspective. And man, okay. So if I go down here, I can't even figure out how to get this link to everybody. Answer me this. I am sending a link out to the entire audience in chat. Do you see that? Anybody? Did that show up? Because it's like a separate chat window for me. Weird. Killing me. Okay, well, now I know how to communicate with everybody. Got it. Okay, so on-page optimization on the website itself in regards to impacting their snack pack rankings. Specifically, what am I talking about? The Google Business, My Business listing rankings, the snack pack, and when you click on more places, this right here, so you understand what I'm saying, the business listing rankings, what impacts their ability to rank, and specifically on-page optimization on the website itself, off-page optimization. So we're talking about link signals at 17%, and then citation signals, which we include also as part of off-page, right? So if we add up, let's call it 15% on-page between the linking signals and citation, double those up, we're at 30% plus 15, 45% by the top studies worldwide state that the SEO done to the website itself plays up to, and if not above, a 45% ranking factor for their business listing in Google. How many people knew that? How many people did not know that? Might seem like I'm talking about basics, but this is a really big deal when you go to understand this package and what it does. Some people would say, oh, SEO is getting old. Everything's in the snack pack. Well, what do you think impacts the snack pack rankings? 45%. It's not what I'm saying. This isn't my study. This is Moz. Moz is well respected. Emily says, no, that needs to be on the website. Yeah, on-page optimization, off-page optimization, SEO, which we're going to dive into. Okay, what else is a ranking signal? Okay, our social signals is a small 4% ranking signal. Do we have social media and the local SEO campaigns? Yeah, it's the higher packages do have it. It's a lower ranking signal. What's a social signal? I'll let you Google that. It's when someone likes a page on the website or whatnot. Personalization, but my business signals, proximity, categories, keyword and business title, etc. 20%. So geographically speaking is a big deal, right? I mean, You're not going to be in Denver, Colorado, and rank in the snack pack in New York. So of course, proximity is absolutely key. And let's dive into, actually, where was, okay. With that being said, let's dive into the local plans, okay? So to start with, the local plans offered are on a month-to-month basis. So some people get confused by looking at this. Everything is month-to-month. It's recommended to run one of these programs for a 6-month period at minimum, because it's building up the links to the website over time, right? Also, these line items broken down are for a 6-month duration. The local SEO plans start at $149 per month, and there's not a setup fee on top of that. I would challenge anyone to find a better priced local SEO solution worldwide. And then, of course, it goes clear up to a regional too. So what are the primary differentiating factors on the different plans? Well, workload, yes, but also for the local, between local basic and local one, okay, it's going to be workloads, pretty much. And then for the local two, that's going to mean that we're targeting up to 2 different geo targets, or for example, 2 different locations. But it could be 2 geo targets just by, for example, oh, well, we want to organically target these 2 different geographic targets, for example, this city and that city, even if they don't have 2 brick and mortars, right? Or local 2 could also mean that they have 2 brick and mortars, 2 physical locations. Now, regional 1 and regional 2 are also mainly more workloads, but you can have up to 3 geo targets on regional 1 and up to 4 on regional 2. But you don't have to have that many geo targets. That's just the capability. And I want to clarify that, because some people think, oh, well, I would only go with local 2 if they had 2 physical locations, right? I'd only go with regional 1 if they had 3 physical locations, regional 2 if they had 4 physical locations. And that's not the case. So let's say that, for example, your client happened to be in a particular city, right? And they wanted to optimize for SEO for that particular city and 3 other surrounding suburbs. That would be 4 total geo targets, which means more on page and more link building and all of that. And that would fit into the geo 2, but which is also a much higher workload. Does that make sense? It's probably going to seem like really basic stuff, but these are the fundamentals to make sense of. Michael says, we have a client that is going to be marketing their location address, but also for a county. Yeah. Well, so whenever someone wants to target a county, if a county is to be considered as a geo target, we're not going to be talking so much about the snack pack specific optimization, because that's pretty city specific. However, it is possible, because whenever someone types in a particular county, if it produces map results, then it can be targeted by the county for a keyword optimization. Now, county-specific targeting, you can target 2 different ways, okay? And for those of you that are not within the United States, I don't know if they have counties in other countries, but a county is, how would you say it? More of a region around a city. And so you would do keyword research to see, well, how much traffic is searching for that particular county? So keyword plus county name. And that would be a geo target, because whenever we talk about geo targets, it's literally for organic SEO, it's a keyword. And that county name is a keyword. So that would be considered a geo target. So, and then another geo target would be if you wanted to start dissecting a particular city in that county, right? That'd be another geo target. So, yeah, counties get a bit difficult. Okay, now we move on to total keywords. This confuses quite a bit of people. Does anyone have any questions about what's the difference between primary keywords and secondary keywords? And if you don't, I would assume that you're just being shy and not speaking up. Thanks, Kevin. Thank you, Casey. Okay, awesome. Okay, primary and secondary keywords. Let's just talk about primary keywords, okay? One of the reasons why it's broken out like this is it helps from a sales perspective for you, but let's just focus on primary keywords. And each primary keyword, let's talk about it as a keyword category, okay? So let's take, for example, here, local basic 5, and let's consider that to be 5 keyword categories. And let's someone pick a niche. Dentist. Okay, so a different keyword category would be either, okay, got your notepad out, a, a business category or a service or a product typically. So if it's a dentist, for example, one keyword category would be teeth whitening. Another keyword category could be veneers. Another keyword category could be root canal. And another category could be just dentist, because that's the business category descriptor. Okay, so those would be keyword categories. So you could have 5 keyword categories for the local basic, which is a lot. So if the primary keywords symbolize keyword categories, then what are secondary keywords? You guys ever heard of long tail keywords? So what is a long tail keyword? It's a more descriptive version of a primary keyword or with synonyms. So let's take this for example. So if there's a primary keyword for teeth whitening for dentists, then we would do keyword research to find 4 secondary keywords for the one primary, and that would total for 5, right? So it would be, for example, best teeth whitening. I don't know, laser teeth whitening, instant teeth whitening, affordable teeth whitening, teeth whitening reviews, teeth whitening examples. So, but the longer tail keywords would all be underneath the primary keyword category. So when you're talking to the client, yeah, you could go to them and say, hey, I'll target up to 25 keywords for you, but to manage expectations, it's 5 keyword categories. So how would you say that to a client? Would you say to the client, primary keywords? No, don't say that. Would you talk to them about secondary keywords? No, don't say that. Would you talk to them about long tail keywords? No, don't say that. Tell them that we can target a total of 25 keywords, for example, but those are within a maximum of 5 services or products of yours or underneath your company category, such as dentist. That's easy to explain, right? Okay. Any other questions about that? I know I'm moving really slow. We're going to speed up a lot, but it's important that you understand the package construct here. No questions? Everyone's got it? Solid? Okay. So let's talk about conversion tracking. Okay. For an additional fee, we can add on call tracking. And let me just dive in. By the way, if you're ever wondering the dashboard technologies to look at, you go into the home overview, click on your demo project, and real quick, I'm just going to open call tracking. Call tracking. Does anyone understand call tracking? Okay, so for call tracking, how are you going to know how many people called your client as a result of your marketing efforts? How do you show leads that are being generated for your client? How do you show traction? Your client's paying you $1,000 a month and they want to know, how have people contacted me? What's my results of this campaign? And without giving them a keyword ranking report, because as you know, a lot of clients, you can give them a keyword ranking report, but if they don't see leads, it could become a difficult client. Anyone? How are you going to show your client progress? I'm your client. How many leads did you bring me? How many people contacted me as a result of your efforts? I need substance here. How are you going to do it? Emily says calls. Okay, maybe calls. So here's the thing. Whenever you think, well, I've got Google Analytics, we're running SEO, what more do you need? Okay, well, if you want to take it a step above and let the client know when someone has contacted them as a result of finding their website or their Google My Business listing or one of the other directories that you set up, you know, if you're setting up 50 directories online for them, even some of their social media accounts, if you're publishing their phone number in press releases and other online publications, if you're putting their phone number on their GMB and on their website itself, you have no idea if anyone called their phone number on all of your marketing. You have absolutely zero trackability with that unless you use a call tracking number. So here's the thing. You can use one call tracking number, put it on the website, put it on the Google business listing, put it on all the directories that you build, put it in the press release, put it in everything else that's written, and then just track all of the phone calls that came in off of their digital marketing presence so you at least have something to show to them. Right? Is that legit? Does that really symbolize true leads that you generated as a result of your marketing efforts? Of course not. It's a blanket effort, right? But it's better than nothing. However, if you wanted to get more detailed, you could generate a call tracking number for the Google My Business listing, a specific phone number, a specific phone number for the website, a specific number for every single directory, for the YouTube, for the Facebook, for everything else, if you wanted to. And when you generate different phone numbers, you can track them specifically to track calls coming in per each place you put that phone number. Will most of you do that? No. What's the most popular thing to do? Not the best, but it's better than nothing. One phone number, put it on the Google My Business listing, stick it on the website, use it in other directories if you want to. That's the most popular. Ideally, you'd have a separate phone number for the website, a separate phone number for the GMB, Google My Business listing, and another one for any other marketing effort that you're doing. Now, on the call tracking, it's $15 a month. These are full analytics. Where did your phone calls come from? Call log, recording of the phone calls. And by the way, this dashboard interface for full call tracking can be shared to the client side dashboard that the client logs into from your domain masking off of your website with your white labeling, and they can log in and audit their front desk rep and their salespeople's recorded phone calls. It's also a management tool. This is nice. Listen to these phone calls here. And there's more. Also, it can receive text messages. One thing you want to know about call tracking, whenever you put in a call tracking phone number, does it mess with their current phone numbers that they have in place at all? And that's what the business owners have a concern of. You say, oh, I want to put a call tracking phone number in place for you. And the business owner says, listen, I don't want you messing with my phone number at all, okay? I'd have to change everything. You say, no. I'm not going to change your phone number. It just means I'm going to put a call tracking phone number on certain places online. And when that phone number is called, it forwards to your primary phone number. You're not going to know the difference. It just gives us trackability. It doesn't change anything for the business owner. That's what you need to explain to them. Now, so why would you want this in place? And this is important. I want you to really pay attention to this, guys. By the way, hey, shout out to the new dashboard UI that's already been implemented. Awesome job by the UI design guys at Agency Platform. Has anyone downloaded the mobile app? Anybody? Have you downloaded the mobile app to Agency Platform? Philip says yes. Oh, we got 3 yeses in a row. Most people tell me no. Greg says yes. Okay, listen, if you haven't downloaded the mobile app, just go to agencyplatform.com, scroll through their homepage until you see the section about the mobile app, click on it to go to the App Store, download that bad boy. Can your client use the mobile app? Anyone know? Can the client download that mobile app and log in with their client-facing dashboard access and use a mobile app and get updates when they get a freaking lead? As in the client's mobile app goes off when someone fills out their contact form or initiates a chat or dials a phone call and they get an update on their leads? Yeah, they do. That's cool. Talk about client retention, guys. It's a big deal. So why would you want call tracking set up in here, even though you could go to other call tracking places because of this integration? Lead tracking, you see this right here? You want to talk about client retention? I'll put this lead tracking right here up against a ranking report any day. How many lead forms were filled out, total phone calls, and total chats instigated? That's important. And it's also on the mobile app, and it's also in the reporting that goes out, guys. So if you don't have it set up, what's it going to show? Lead forms and total chats. Is it going to look good? Not as good as if you have phone calls. This is built to have it put in. So look, it's an additional $15 a month. I don't know why you wouldn't do it. Okay. If you want an additional phone number after one, it's like $5 per month for an additional phone number. It goes way down. How much can real quick? How much should you guys charge as an add-on? You're getting charged more for call tracking here. How much should you charge your client for call tracking? It's $15 extra here. What would you charge your client for that? Anybody? Bruce, $30. Bruce, I'd like to do business with you. You're very affordable. Well, Blaine would charge $100 additional. Andrew, $100. Rod's at $30. Yeah. Philip's at 55. Greg is at 50. Jonalin's at $300. Well, you know, hey, maybe it comes with a consultation. $29.99. Casey, awesome. All right, guys. Call tracking, don't overlook that. It's integrated. Okay, retargeting setup only comes in the higher packages. I'm not going to get into the whole retargeting subject matter because it's only in the higher packages. Web form conversion tracking. Oh, geez, this is going to take me a while. Okay, let's look at the web form conversion tracking. I want to say something. I know about every single provider in the world. For those of you that know my background, you know why I know that. This is a really big deal, this tracking that's built into the dashboard. Are any of you familiar with Reach Local? Anyone heard of Reach Local? What are they doing in revenue per year, Reach Local? Anyone? What are they up to? Over 100 million? Is it? That might be crazy quote out there, but they're huge, right? Most people know Reach Local. You've taken clients from them. They're huge. They lock people into contracts. They're known for offering horrible services. They got a bad reputation. 250 million a year Reach Local is up to, and they absolutely kill it. Rob, who purchased them? I'm a little bit out of the loop on that. Rob says they're not so good. No, yeah, well, you go find bad reviews about them all day long. Does anyone know what made Reach Local so successful? What do they lead with? How do they get that client? Anyone know? What do they get people set up on? What's in that platform? Not just call tracking, lead management, optimizing their website to handle those leads and a lead management tool that tracks their leads as well. And they lock them into it. They say, why would we pull you marketing? We need to get you on this lead tracking and lead platform. And that makes the most sense. And they really focus on that technology, and they absolutely tore it up. Now, clearly it's their sales, but I want to point out how important this is. Look, let's go to lead tracking that you have, and let's go to form tracking. So again, this is part of the lead tracking module. Phone calls, forms that are submitted, and chats that are initiated, all three. Okay, total forms submitted, total leads that are generated through the forms, page views, conversion rate, average time on that page. These forms are embedded into the website and set up by default on page as part of the local SEO campaign. You got me? So that's part of it. And then here's your interface, the page view. So this is also contact form or landing page form analytics. And how many people land on the page? Best hour, best day, best city, top countries, top refers, where's the traffic coming from? And then look at all these different forms. You could have 5 different forms on a website and track all of them. You could put a form anywhere online outside of the website and track it. I want you guys to really understand this. Look, let's say your client has 3 different satellite sites. Anyone got clients with satellite sites? Anyone? Let's say the client has their primary site. They have satellite sites too. They're also in a directory. And you know, they've got these different blogs, or they've got anywhere that they could actually embed a form as well, external landing pages. What if, because of agencies' platforms, collaborative lead tracking, you could put a new form and build it and design it and embed it anywhere online and track the lead centrally, not just the website. See what I'm getting at? This is huge. It's not just the website, a typical local SEO. Oh, here's your local ranking report. Yeah, but what about having a contact form embedded everywhere else they have the ability to do that and get tracking those leads? No additional cost. Look at this. You want to have 20 different forms? Go for it. We'll make the ones for the contact us and whatever is on the website. Otherwise, click on new form. Look, form builder. There's none of these form builder pay for more features. You want to accept a file, upload, put their website. It's just drag and drop. I can build a form right now, and it takes attachments, and it's really nice. And I can design it, and then I grab the embed code and stick it anywhere I want. And why is that important? Because you're tracking leads off of this, right? You could use this on a PPC campaign as well. So you could use this on a landing page to drive social media traffic as well, so that you're centralizing your lead tracking. You get me? And yes, the dashboard that we're looking at is for local SEO. Yeah. But do you think there's a different dashboard that you're looking at for a project for PPC, for social media? No, they're not separated. Look, this would be one project. And look, for one client, there's his PPC, there's his social media, there's the SEO, and what is collaborative across all of them? Lead tracking. Amazing. Okay. How do you enable access to create the form? You have to be running a campaign. So let's look at one particular form. How about this one? I'm going to look at the form. This is just one form. Look at these analytics. All right, so all the leads that came through the form are documented in the system. Now, is this a lead management system? Is this a full-blown CRM? No, but can this be hooked up to like MailChimp? Yeah. Can these leads all be exported and loaded into a CRM system for the client or a lead management system? Absolutely. Bulk export. Can they come in and actually comment on these different leads that have come through? Can they click on the name to a particular lead and look at everything that they came in and see attachments and everything else all in one area? Yeah. A lot of forums on websites just do what? They just email the person the submission. At least this saves everything. So that's really cool. And if you wanted to market as if, you know, it's lead management, well, a little bit, that might be stretching it, but it's all here, okay? Form analytics. So for this particular form, it's going to break down all the analytics, right? Which means what? It means that the analytics on the overview I just went over was a compilation of all of the form analytics, which is awesome. And analytics can take a little bit to load. While that's loading, if you wanted to view it, grab the embed code, change different settings. You can do that. Analytics on this particular form, again, it's going to pull analytics. Where are people coming from to get to that page? What browser, conversion rate, how much time do they spend on it? Where do they come from? What keyword did they type in to find it from organic? So that's huge. That's a really big deal. And all of that is web form conversion tracking. Big deal. Okay, then we get into Google Analytics. Google Analytics is just the analytics that is completely inside the system that's built out to mimic the existing analytics. The reason why this is an interpretation of Google Analytics is so that you and the client don't have to log in separately to access Google Analytics data. That's all. And it has everything that you would really want to have access to inside of Google Analytics. Load, come back to it. Heat map tracking, I'm not going to go over, it's in the higher packages, scroll map, overlay, confetti, and summary on all of those. It's just different reporting that shows you when users land on the website, where are they going? What are they clicking on? Where are they scrolling to? It's a really usability mapping. User testing video, I won't get into that. It's in the higher packages, but it's pretty much an audit of the website recommending better usability features. This whole advanced website conversion optimization report, that's a completely separate webinar. So let's get into, okay, so I can just get past this. Look, there's Google Analytics. You can look at it. Geo, behavior, technology, mobile, advertising, traffic sources, goals. Most of you will never use this, but it's here. Okay. On-page optimization. So let's just get into this, adding rich snippets to the website. So for on-page, that means that we're going to need access to the client's website. We're going to go in and we're going to change things, and we're going to ask permission before we change them to get approval from you, which means what? It means we need access to be able to log in to that website. What type of access? Depends on the type of site that it is. Typically, if it's WordPress, admin access, FTP access. Sometimes we ask for cPanel level access, but it's not typically necessary. What happens if we need to do on-page optimization on a website for SEO and you cannot get access to the client's website for whatever reason? They don't want to give it to you. They have a sensitive website. They would never give you access. How are we going to handle that? We can pass over on-page recommendations and they can handle it themselves. So we can have a workflow for that. Anyone have any questions on getting access to the website? Okay. So adding rich snippets. So what are rich snippets? Rich snippets, aka, here's a link for what are rich snippets. So rich snippets are the markup for Google which is considered to be a local ranking factor. A lot of that has to do with tagging the geo area of the website, but also tagging any on-site reviews and anything else that's typically for local rich snippets. I'm trying to look for the most popular ones. Is anyone out there currently using rich snippets in their own on-page optimization? Okay. And then we do a backlink analysis. That's in the dashboard, actually. It's a competitive backlink analysis to see how they stack up to their local competition. On-site blog setup for the larger campaigns, if they don't have an existing blog, of course. And then we have inbound content marketing. So for the website content writing, 250 words per page, how many pages will we optimize? And the workload for that is detailed. If you're wanting more on-page optimization, we can give you a custom quote for that. So some of you might be really into on-page and you want more on-page optimization than what's detailed here. You can request for a custom quote for more on-page. Guest writing and posting. So yeah, for us to be able to write blog posts and publish them external to the website, builds backlinks, and then we socially build social signals to that with Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, the client's accounts. Informational content writing and posting. You have more info-based articles published to external blog resources. And then we send social signals to it. Press release writing and distribution. So press release would also be written for the client. We have an intake format for that, and then it is published to 5 to 10 press release sites. From there, on the bigger campaigns, infographics would be created and published, and then magazine news placement. So we have like a small business magazine type website where we write a feature article about the client and publish them in a business magazine online, and that builds backlink as well, but it's also good for branding. And then we have question and answer posting. So, it's common for people to type in particular questions, and that produces different organic results. So we come up with relevant questions regarding the keyword topic matters that we'd be targeting and write Q&A for that to publish out to hopefully gather some of that traffic. Page is asking for an example of the infographic. Okay, let me dig up an example for you. Okay, I'll give you a link to an example of here, infographic example. There you go. So this is an example infographic, which is pretty good. So the infographic would also be related to the PowerPoint that would be created, which is also related to the video that would be related. By the way, if you're want an example of the magazine news placement, press release example, and PowerPoint example. Okay, then also a slideshow video can be created, optimized to get the video ranking as well. So the video is going to be a slideshow, and it has music of the PowerPoint that would also be created that's submitted into SlideShare style PowerPoint upload sites. Like I said, are these monthly or one time? It depends on the workload. So the workload is detailed out over a 6-month period. So the video is a one time, it's not monthly. Let me throw this video link in there. Okay, moving on from there. Local search website optimization. A lot of this is also just building what they call the external citations or other directories. So yes, the primary directories are set up, help to have them verified and optimized for Google My Business, Bing, Apple Maps, Facebook local listing optimization as well. That's included in all the plans. Authority business listings, Yelp, local.com, etc. So authority business listings are a list of top 30 directories that are inside the dashboard listed under visibility. What does that mean? So, and let's go over to the dashboard. So authority business listings, what are those and how do they correlate to your dashboard? This will be important to remember. So let's go over here. Let's go into digital reputation, visibility, and reviews. From here, we have visibility, okay? This is also included within your monthly reporting. I think some weekly reporting maybe. Click here to see the full list of visibility. I click there. You see all these directories on the left-hand side? Kudzu, Yelp, local.com, Yellow Book, Yellow Pages, Super Pages, Zip Local, MapQuest. There's about 30 of them in there. And then, of course, social sites. But these 30 right here, these directory sites, this is where they refer to those 30, which is the authority business listings. Okay. So if you're going to, for example, look at this interface, which, by the way, is also a management interface, shows duplicate, unverified, etc. And you would look at this and say, oh, well, do you guys deal with that? Do you fix their directory listing? Do you deal with duplicate listings? Do you try to deal with listings that we can't get access to that already exist? The answer is yes. And That's included right here, authority business listings. Local citation building. So for local citation building, Agency Platform has a network of more than 100 local search engine directories and review sites that they submit to. So these are not all published within the dashboard either. They would be able to come as part of the work report though. So, and this is where I wish that it was detailed more, because if you look at authority business listings, you could put a quantity of 30 there. If you look at additional local citation building, you could put a number of 100 there. And then NAP syndication. So apart from the 100 plus local directories and review sites from local citation building, we also have a network of sites which provide curated listings, which are consistent NAP with photos, videos, and businesses, which help improve local citations. And what is a curated listing? These would be on additional directories that build up further citations. So for example, how would I put that differently? NAP syndication, further citation building that may not be from as recognizable directories. Okay, so in short, whenever you want to talk about listing directories, some people call a directory a citation, or having additional matching citations with local information, a ranking factor for your local SEO. Well, yeah, because it builds backlinks, right? But is it also a ranking factor for the Google My Business listing? Well, we can always check the study and citation signals, which are directories with matching NAP. What does NAP stand for? Oh boy, I'm getting a blank here. NAP, name, address, phone number, right? As long as those are matching, 14% ranking factor in the Google My Business listing. So yeah, building more, 13%. Building more directories and citations, does it help the organic local rankings? Yes, because of the backlinks, but also for the Google My Business listing, is it a ranking factor? Yes, it is. And do we build those? Well, all the primary ones, yes. Of the authority, big ones that you'll know of, the top 30, absolutely. An additional 100 for just full major, and then even more on NAP syndication. So we're looking at a total of probably around 150 built within a 6-month period on that. Okay. Any questions on that? That's a big deal. Some people are just looking for a directory service. I do want to point out that there is a service that Agency Platform offers that just deals with all this directory and citation setup. So if you're looking for that as a one-time only service, it's right here in this pricing menu if you scroll down. Page says, how does Google look at different numbers and call tracking in relationship to NAP? That's a good question. I don't think that that's a primary concern, having if there are different phone numbers. I would have to dig into that more. Rob says, can you provide the videos monthly so that these can be submitted? The videos that are outlined, it's one video in 6 months, so it's not a monthly service. If you wanted it to be, you could request a quote for that to have it included monthly. Same with press releases. Okay, so moving on. Underneath links strategy, website social sharing. So yeah, a lot of that's going to be more on the social bookmarking. Video creation, video submission, we went over. On the video submission, that video is submitted on up to 10 video sites. PowerPoint creation, I gave a link out to an example PowerPoint, and then it's distributed on around 10 PowerPoint sites to get those backlinks. Social profiles. So let's see, I have some notes on social profiles. So on social profiles, they create a business profile on top social networks such as Tumblr, Disc, Delicious, SlideShare, and those are pretty much like the well, some of them are blogs, some of them are more social bookmarking sites, but it's the profile creations behind them. And then we have local community setup and social community setup. Okay, so what exactly is a local community setup and a social community setup? Well, local and social communities include Google communities. Anyone know how Google communities are handled? Google Plus, Ello, ELLO, Alignable. So there's local social communities that are out there, particularly Alignable, Ello, and Google Plus. And these can easily have local information shared to them. So it's a one-time setup, but over time they share relevant videos, informational content as is related to the niche and community. And would anyone like to see an example? So Google Plus is really simple, right? And then let's see, this would be Alignable. And the Alignable would have further materials posted into it. I'm not sure exactly how that all works, but I'm not a big Alignable person. Not that there's anything wrong with it. And then Ello. So Ello is just one more legal, or not legal, but Ello is another local community where you can share further posts, and then you have a community around it. How does that impact local rankings? Well, it's going to build more backlinks. And as you share other relevant niche information to those accounts, it's going to build up the content within them, keep them more active, and between probably a combination of social signals and backlinks and maybe generating a little bit of trickling traffic, it counts. Okay. Now, this on the social media marketing, you'll notice that this is only included on regional 1 and 2, which is really just the more high-end local packages. And I'm not going to go over the whole social media part on those because for the most part, it's like adding a social media package to a local solution, right? Which is all your social media design and publishing and optimization. I'm going to not go over that. Why would you maybe want this to be added in? Well, you could also add on a social media design and publishing style package to any local campaign if you wanted to. It's wrapped into this one, but because sometimes when you're setting up a client's local presence, right, it does take some design work on the social media and getting it all set up. And then, of course, we have the weekly, monthly reporting. So there's, to summarize the package, there's the local on-page optimization that's specifically for local and in regards to the GMB optimization for the on-page. Off-page optimization is for backlink building. There's content created, published in the format of magazine article, press release, informational articles published on-site and off-site and off-site blogs. There's the press release created and syndicated, PowerPoint, video, and then of course you have all of your citations. It's a very, very robust solution. So one of the things that I skipped was the reputation. Why is reputation important? And it's right here, review widget, and I skipped over it, and I'm going to come back to it right now. My gosh, what else did I skip over? Geez. Coupons. Coupons are created and distributed. Is that important? Pretty cool. Here's an example, right? Coupon created, designed up, submitted to about 10 coupon submission sites. That's cool. And it's going to build backlinks. So, and there's also coupon submissions and what else? There's, sorry. startup business listings. So listen, there's specific directories out there just for startups that you can submit any business to. So we do, and there's about 10 of them, and it builds backlinks, and they're good sites. It's just more directories. So why not? We know your client's not a startup, but we can get in there. While you're asking me, responding to why reviews are important to local businesses, and I'll read your response, so please post. Greg says, I do some of my own social media videos, and I put those in to share with, can I put those in to share with client? Maybe. Inside the dashboard, whenever you go to request a custom quote, ask your project manager. I don't have the answer to that. Blaine says, review stars show up on your snack pack. Yeah, that's why reviews are so important for local clients. Why? Where do reviews show up at? Google. I mean, I could say what? Everywhere else? Yelp. Okay. Yelp, Google, and where else? What are the top three? Yelp, Google, and what's the other one? TripAdvisor. Yeah. I mean, depending on your niche, right? There we go. Yelp, Google, and Facebook. Are there more? Absolutely. I mean, there's over 100, but specifically, there's three top ones that are out there, right? And it's completely justifiable for you to even primarily focus on Google because you're a local SEO and GMB focused company. So for reputation management, which is kind of included in here, what do you does anyone here charge for review management? I'm talking separate from local SEO, guys. Look, if your client wants local SEO work done, don't tell me you're not going to offer them review management, or also called reputation marketing, just the software to help get them more reviews and filter their reviews, if you will. Because why do you want to drive traffic to their organic local results that prompts even a business listing that has their reviews on it? How much traffic are they going to get ranked number one in the snack pack if they've got a 2-star rating? So what, you get them up to the very top, they have no reviews or they have bad star ratings, and if they have very few reviews and they get one bad rating, there goes their star rating. Are they still going to get that business? No. Not if right down from them in the snack pack, they've got a 2-star rating and the next one down has a 4-star rating. Who are you going to go with? So it's important. So if you're offering local SEO, should you also be charging for review management of some sort? Look, they go one and one. They really do. It's almost, well, trying to draw similarities, but I'm drawing a blank here. So Emily's saying, yeah, I'll charge $200, $250 a month for the review part. Kevin will charge $100 a month. I like both of those. So we offer you with the local SEO a review platform so that you can give the client a do-it-yourself review management platform, or you could even do it for them for free. So let me go through that a little bit. Then we're going to get through the reporting, and then stick around because we're going to be talking about what should you or could you be realistically charging for this service. And it might surprise quite a few of you. So let's go back over to digital reputation, visibility, and reviews. Of course, this has a review overview, right? How many new reviews did you get? Where are they coming from? You can click here to see all the reviews, okay? And then here's your reviews that have coming in and review analytics. Okay, Google, other, Yelp, and custom. And then we have also tracking their social mentions. But the reviews is the important part. But what I want to point out is a digital reputation underneath reviews survey. So this can be shared to the client's dashboard, right? And Paige says, this is just reputation monitoring, correct? Most people think that it's just reputation monitoring. It's not. It actually has a full reputation suite to it for soliciting reviews. So let me first go into survey. So how does this work? Well, again, this is accessible from the client side. The client can come in, or you could come in for the client, and they need a list of their clients. So maybe they have a list of their, for example, maybe it's, I don't know, a restaurant, and whatever they have, whenever you come into the restaurant, they ask, say, hey, sign up for rewards or whatever, leave us your phone number, email address, and name, or whatever. Maybe they even have a tablet where people can leave that and they get whatever. So somehow they have a way of getting the contact information to their clients or customers. They'd come in here and upload a CSV file with their clients or customers, along with an email address or cell phone number, and they can send an email or a text message to them asking them to leave them a review. They can modify the subject line that goes out, modify the message that goes out, and select where do you want to ask these contacts to leave reviews at: Google, Yelp, or Facebook, which are the top three we just spoke about. And then you're going to put in those links, or they would, right? So you can send out an email or a text message. So what happens to feedback that you get? So if the way that it's going to go out is they're going to click on it, and it would first ask them, would you recommend us to your friends, yes or no? Now, clearly, if they say, I would not recommend you to your friends, we're going to route them to a next message that would say, sorry, did not have a great experience. How can we improve? And they're going to be able to leave feedback that will go back in the system for the client to be able to review. And why is this important? Because they're getting feedback from people on how they can improve their business. That's a big deal. So positive reviews are important because it's public and it influences buyer decision making. But negative feedback can arguably be more valuable because it's from the negative feedback that businesses improve their companies from. Positive reviews can feed the ego and make people feel good about themselves, but it's the negative feedback that give them the insights to improve their company, and this will do that. So for example, yeah, I came into the restaurant and I don't know, your waiter was drunk. This is his name. He was really rude to me, or this is what he said to me, or I noticed that he's just talking over there, talking and eating in front of everyone and blah, blah, blah. And as a result of that negative feedback, that guy was fired. I mean, that's what negative feedback can do. It's really powerful. And a lot of businesses, surprisingly, have no feedback mechanism for negative feedback. So it's really important. And yes, this is included for free. Now, let's say that they said in screen one that they would refer a friend. Okay, then we simply say, awesome, so you'd refer a friend. That means you're going to say something good about us, right? So the next screen would say, well, how about you leave us a review on Google or Facebook or Yelp? They click on that, it takes them to go leave a review. So how do you know what the feedback is and what the review is? Well, for feedback, you'd go into survey and click on feedback. And this is going to track not just feedback, but the request that was sent to every single person. This is cool, right? So you can tell if you loaded in 100 contacts, how many of them got the email or the text message and clicked on to leave a Google, Facebook, or Yelp review. That's what you're going to be able to tell. And if they left feedback, you're going to be able to see the feedback that has been left from inside of here. Make sense? So you'll be able to track all of that. Now, the reviews that are left, obviously, we're tracking the reviews that are left, and you can respond to the reviews from inside of here. Let's see. Can you add custom sites like Angie's List or TripAdvisor? You're going to have to ask your project manager. I did see a button on here that said in visibility and reviews. When I went in to click to see all reviews, it did say custom, and then there's like a setting icon for custom. And if I click settings up here, it might be possible. I'm honestly not sure. Now, one of the things that can also be done is whenever reviews are left, right, like this review right here, the client or you could click here to share this positive review to their social media accounts. Or if you click this check mark, and if you would have gone to settings here and grab the review widget settings, which is an embed code, it will put a review widget on the client's website that will feed positive feedback that was left. And if you click the check mark, it will publish that out to the review widget on the client's website so that the most recent positive reviews are updated on the client's website through the widget. So that's kind of cool too. Any questions on that? Okay. Aside from that, let me go back to survey. Okay. So on the dashboard overview, let's say that you sent out a campaign to emails and text messages to get feedback, right? Well, this is your overview, which is cool. So it's going to show you email feedback status. How many emails were sent? What was your open rate on those emails? And of the people that opened the email, how many, what percentage of those clicked the feedback link? And then we have a full breakdown. How many were delivered versus how many were bounced? Of those that were delivered, how many opened them versus didn't open them? Now, of those who opened the email, how many of them clicked the link to be taken to the whole, would you refer a friend or not? Okay, if so, leave us a review. If not, what's your negative feedback? How many people clicked the link to even get there? And of the people that did click that link, how many of them said that yes, they would refer a friend? And how many of them said no? And how many of them just abandoned the page? And then of those who did say yes, how many of them went forward to visit the review site versus abandoned it? And of those who went forward to visit the review site, how many of them left reviews? So it gives you a breakdown so you can troubleshoot somewhere in the breakdown. Maybe you want to modify the message that's being sent out. And the same breakdown for text messages, which is powerful. Typically, text messages are going to get more of a response rate, right? Emily says, does email connect with Robly, constant contact or their email platforms? No, it's sent from agency platform. I don't believe this has this connects with any other platforms. I'm pretty sure that it does not. Okay, so whenever you are selling the local SEO package, remember you have the ability to have the reputation suite offered to the client for free. So charge accordingly for that, include that. And the last portion of this dashboard is your social media portion. So for social media, although you may not have been paying for a package with social media, you can still activate it. So on social media, if we go into the overview, this is like a full-blown social media management. You can go into settings and activate their social media account so that you can publish the reviews into the social media, and also use this for social media management. So you could always charge as an add-on for this. And if you're not sure about this, go into your demo, click around, check this thing out. Okay, now let's get into the reports. So the reports. One of the things that I'm most impressed with are the weekly SEO reports, because, you know, it's when your client's bugging you and they want to know what's going on, if you only have a monthly report, that's hard. I mean, given, is the dashboard updated on nearly a daily basis when tasks are done and with task level progress, even on a global timeline? Absolutely. But in terms of a formal style report that you would want to send to your client, sometimes once a month is a little bit difficult, right? Ever had a buggy client that's bugging you many more times than just once a month when you send them a report? And for those types of clients that are wanting more updates, weekly reports would be fantastic. What if you could just send them weekly reports automatically? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, here's the weekly report. So it summarizes the keyword movement up and down. It's also summarizing the completed activities. How many new links have been built for that week? And then here's the visibility. Remember the visibility portion with the citations? So we're going to be showing them visibility updates and the reviews as well. So yeah, would it be helpful for you to educate the client on how to use that review platform? Yeah, it would. One of the things that I do want to point out though, if, on the mentions here, that I didn't go over too much. The mentions is more of a social sentiment analysis, or it's just finding, based on keywords, certain pieces of published pages from links and analyzing that content for certain words, that some words indicate positive versus negative versus neutral. And then form analytics. So here's your page views, total leads, and total forms. So on the weekly report, if you have the form analytics up, that's on the weekly report, but so is the call tracking, right? And then we have the social analytics. Now, let's talk about the monthly report. Let me get back over to this. I didn't go over the live chat yet. I need to. Don't let me forget about that, guys. So I'm in reports, and where is my monthly? Okay. So for a monthly SEO report, this is really comprehensive. We have an overview. And by the way, you can view all of these in your dashboard on the demo accounts. Example of the weekly report. Yeah. Do you not have do you guys have a demo account inside all of your dashboards? Let me see if I can, because these are all, when I click on them, they're downloading. If I click view, yeah, it's opening that in a Google Doc. It's not, you don't have these. All right, well, I wonder if I'm able to drag and drop an attachment inside of here. Let me just see if I can. Give me a second. Bear with me on this quiet time. Fantastic. It is not allowing me. Okay, so let's see handouts. Sorry, guys, I'm still learning this interface a bit. Let me know if you can see that attachment that I just put in the handout section. Okay, now that should be the sample monthly SEO report that I just dragged and dropped into the handout section. All right, well, learn something new every day. Okay, thanks for asking for that. So on the monthly report, now we get in from the overview, then we get into the areas for concern on page. Are these being addressed? Yes. No, these are not areas for concern on page. I'm sorry. These are issues. So what are these issues? Well, it's things that still need to be done. So it could be outstanding tasks, or it could be a problem with having access as well. And then it's a good talking point for your check-in meeting, because you want to talk to the client about what? I need your Twitter access. I need Facebook access. I need access to upload the tags or approve them. So these are talking points. And for on-page optimization, what has been done, what has not been done. Now, I want to point out, if you guys have ever seen work reports from, well, probably yourselves or others, these work reports are absolutely fantastic because it's all centralized into one comprehensive report and everything's formatted. And then, of course, the rankings. The ranking report is everything you would ever want. There's a lot of rankings. I'm going to skip over those. And then there's the visibility breakdown. Overview, directories, what's there, what's been updated. And then we have the reviews. So again, whenever I talk about local SEO, it's important that you wrap your head around the reviews. It's on the reporting, guys. So it's best if you're getting the client in there to upload to solicit reviews, or you ask the client for their contact list and you upload it to solicit the reviews for them. But it should be part of your local SEO effort. I cannot emphasize that enough. Now, the upside to that is you should also be able to charge more for it. Yeah. Okay. Mentions, again, this is just going to auto detect newly published content about the client, probably content that we published, and it's just analyzing it for sentiment. It's kind of like a different work report format. Social bookmarking, again, it's just a work report format, but you can see how transparent the work is. There it is. That's what we did. There's the link. Full transparency. Social community setup. Again, we're not just saying, oh, social community setup, we completed too. No, this is what it is. Here's the link. Go look at it. Heat map, if it's included, just showing where people are clicking primarily on the website. So if you're going to consult on this, of course, as per this heat map, you can see right there with the red, that's going to be the most concentrated. You would hope that that's where you want people clicking. Overlay image. So what is this? Again, this is just highlighting the different components people are clicking on. It's a bit redundant to heat map tracking. Scroll map image. Clearly, wherever you have the darker colors is where people are scrolling more. So clearly they're scrolling down a little bit and then less and less and less. It's just very typical. Confetti report, I won't go over, but the confetti report is pretty complex. It's little color dots that correlate with where people are clicking based on where they came from. So pink clicks are people that arrived to the page from Facebook. Green, purple circles on where they're clicking are people that arrived from, I don't know, Craigslist or something. Social profile links, again, work report. Premium one-way links, transparency, here's the link. There you go. Local search engine submission. So not a lot to point out about this. The format is great. The transparency is great. And everything is there. You don't have to ask to see anything. And then on-page updates on what's been done, also well formatted. On-page optimization, more. Work report, what else has been completed? That's in a different format with the check mark. Not much to report on. Some social media stats. So the monthly report is very comprehensive, probably the best I've ever seen. And then the only thing that I have not covered that I missed is the live chat. I didn't go over that. So on the live chat, this can be installed on the client's website for free, and it allows them to accept live chat, right? And by doing so, it means that people can go on there and the client can go into their dashboard, log into chat, manage live chat with their own people, and we have full chat stats. Now, why would you set this up with a client that doesn't have anyone to manage live chat? Well, because you can configure it to where if someone's not online, it asks them to leave a message, right? It's just kind of a more in your face, contact us. And whenever someone does that, what happens? Well, we document that as a new chat instigated, and it goes as part of the lead tracking, if I remind you, is right here. Lead tracking, total chats. Okay, now let's get into pricing. So from my viewpoint, and you know, pricing is the way that it works. Of course, you pay us and you can charge your client whatever you want. So In red is suggested retail pricing. But let's just have a group conversation and I'll share information on this as you want to give your shout outs. So please participate. On the local basic, $149, what would you charge for it? So if suggested retail is double your cost, okay, I would say that's a minimum. $300, but would that be including any consulting or access to the reputation suite? What about that whole social media management suite? Yeah, maybe it's not the service, but it's the platform. Then you have call tracking. You also have your form tracking, that's part of the platform. And you also have your live chat, that's part of the platform for free. You have the directory management interface that they could be using as well. You have all of the advanced reporting. What would you charge? Rob says for the reputation suite alone, $150. I would say, if you're just going to give the client access to a reputation suite alone and give them a bit of consulting, $100 a month on do-it-yourself is certainly not unreasonable. Could you charge a lot more? I'm sure you could. I mean, there's people out there that charge $1,000 a month, and of course, they probably have some pretty sophisticated platforms. But with that being said, suggested retail pricing is at $300 on local. I would say if you're going to advertise some of the other advantages to the platform, for me, this entire platform with reporting and management features alone is worth $300 a month if it presented the right way. And then the local basic service alone, just the work that's being done, $300 a month. So the service markup is recommended retail at $300. I believe that platform and reporting all by itself, retail, if you want to compare it all day long to other platforms, at $300 a month platform alone. So I'd say that's your range, $300 to $600, depending on your consulting you're going to put into it and the different features that are in there. And then, yes, what about a setup fee? So Michael has a great shout out, $497 setup fee and $497 a month. I like that. It's really good margins too. Anyone else have any other shout outs? One of the things I didn't go over as well was the Google My Business management interface. So you're going to talk about the snack pack, the Google My Business listing, right? Okay, well, here's a Google My Business listing management interface that the client has access to, and this also comes on reporting. It's just an overview to their business insights. But from the GMB, the Google My Business listing, how many people found them through search? How many people left them a review? But let's look at specifically, if you want to edit their Google My Business listing information from here, which the client can access, it will update it in Google. So it's a management interface too. And this could be a value to charge for. Insights. How many people found them on their Google My Business listing? Again, this isn't organic. This isn't finding the website. This is finding the Google My Business listing. How many find them through search or discover them through keywords? How many people click to visit the website from the GMB? How many people click to request directions? And how many people click to call them? Pretty cool. And then, of course, this is a bit redundant, but these are the Google reviews. You can respond to them from here. You can also manage photos, profile photos, their logo and everything from here, and it does update the Google My Business listing, which is why this can be advertised to the client as a management interface. And this works for multiple locations. You can also schedule posts to go out to their Google My Business listing from here. Again, this can be shared to the client facing, right? So we're at an hour and a half in, and last thing I want to show to you. I probably said that 3 times by now. Go to role management. Do you guys know how to give the client access to the dashboard? Now, of course, you can go in and you can go into user management and you can click add new users and you can assign them to a client role right here, right? With or without collaboration. But if you want to really understand what the client role is, You're going to go in, you're going to go to settings, and you're going to go to role management. Then you come in here and you click add role. And from add role, click client role, name the role, and then in the description, whatever, and you save the role. Now, anytime in the future, if you want to add a client to have access, you can assign this role to them. You can create different roles, but save the roles as templates. You got me? So let's say that you came in and you wanted to align different dashboard features with what you're selling on the service side. One of the things I've always been a big advocate for is never, ever, ever undervalue the technologies that you have in marketing. And why would you, and boy, I'm just talking here from my mind. Why would you offer all your technologies for free as part of a service? Why? Now, does Agency Platform offer you all of the technologies that are included as part of the service? Yeah, but if you are a digital marketing provider to your clients, it doesn't mean you can build your service menu and your technology menu to be offered however you want to. That's up to you. I've always been a big proponent of making sure that you're charging for technologies and for services. And of course, margins on technology, software-based stuff are very high. And then you have your services as well. But sometimes the value to the client on technologies is well undervalued when it's given away for free, right? So how many of you do charge for technologies versus how many of you just say, you know what, if you're going to buy the service from me, sure, I'll include all of the technologies for free. Here's why most most small marketing agencies to local marketing agencies include the technologies for free, particularly ones that are white labeling or reselling, because they don't have a way to not offer it otherwise. So let's look at this. Let's say that you came in here to role management and you're like, okay, well, based on whatever you're offering to the client, and this is controlling client access, I'm going to skip over some of this, but let me go right to SEO. With the SEO KPI, crawler audit, competition analysis, do you want them to have access? Now we get in even more. And I skipped over site uptime monitoring, which was really cool. You have to look at that. Are you going to give them access to be able to look at their site uptime monitoring? What about Facebook analytics, the keyword ranking report, the heat map report? Now, yes, this comes in the PDF report, but would it be part of their dashboard login access where they have full ability to go in and use it as a management feature? Now, in terms of the entire social media interface, look at these permissions, guys. You can control what the client has access to in the social media management. So then you can say to yourself, what is a done do-it-yourself social media interface cost at a going retail rate? Retail. Well, that's what you're looking at that comes inside the dashboard, and you can control client access. Do you want to allow them to be able to post to all their social media accounts, have access to all the social media analytics, and etc.? Now, I'm not telling you what to charge or anything, but what I am saying is if you come in here to role management and start looking at all of this, this is where you would go to start figuring out how you would integrate the technology component into your services on a line item breakdown. Digital reputation. Are you going to give them access to the digital reputation to be able to see the reviews that are coming through, share the reviews, have access to the review widget that goes onto their website, share reviews from the dashboard out to their website? Are you going to be able to give the client access to be able to solicit reviews from their clients through email and text messaging or not? It should be groundbreaking for you to realize that you have full controls to turn this on or off for a client. And then on lead tracking, do they have access to live chat, call metrics, or the form builder or not? So again, just keep in mind, you have the ability to modify this stuff. Okay, I'll go open forum Q&A now. Any general questions about local SEO dashboard associated with it? Pricing? Any questions while we wrap this up? Any feedback? And I'll just respond to some of these questions. Philip, I responded to you privately, asking you what package you're on. Rob says, please mention that a huge value added is the transparency that the dashboard provides. People underestimate how important that is because most SMBs do not understand this, and there are so many shady providers that the best way to compete against that is through transparency. Look, I know providers out there that their work reports are just like a check mark on stuff done, literally. They don't show you the work that's been done. They don't give the exact link to go view everything. You know, we hand over the username and passwords to the directories that are created, right? We provide access too. We're not hoarding that stuff. But so yeah, transparency is huge, and our reporting is fully transparent, and the full dashboard access. Another thing that really adds value to is being able to domain mask this to your website, put your logo into the dashboard, and tell your client, look, I've got a multi-million-dollar dashboard that we utilize for reporting and analytics and everything else. And yeah, log into it. It's ours. Jonathan, on-site recommendations and implementation, can you elaborate more on that? Oh boy, not right now. But I would contact the project manager or support for any further questions on that. You can always reach out. You can also request a phone call to go over it and ask those questions. I would encourage you to. I would also Google them. One of the tricks that I have for you guys, okay, keep this in mind if you have more questions, and I'm trying to get this fixed. You notice how there's no descriptions to all of the line items here? Wouldn't it be great if there was a written summary for what every single line item was? Okay. Yes, well, there is, but it's just not on here, and I'm trying to get that fixed. So here's your workaround for now. Go to agency platform. You got this. Go to pricing. Go to local SEO plan. And I'm going to copy this link and throw it out to everybody. Send. Oh, geez, oh boy. Just lost my chat. Great. So from here, if we went down, let's say that the on-page section, there's a pop-out. So this will help you, Jonathan, if you go here. And then here, look, it's saying initial SEO analysis, XML sitemap, robots, text, Google Plus button, link. This is going to give you more information than I even went over, right? Add rich snippets. So from there, you can read about it. You can Google more about it to understand. Then you can also talk to a project manager. So line item by line item breakdown, actually, on the main website, it has it, depending on getting that in the dashboard. And I swear, I just lost my chat. Sorry, guys. And I'm sure more questions are coming. Oh, there we go. I found the chat again. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Antoine, can you respond to social media comments in the dashboard? Boy, Antoine, killing me. Let's check this out. Social media, overview. Facebook. I believe so. I mean, right here, you can comment. That's the post. And I'm just not seeing any other comments on these, but it's You can comment on it. I'm trying to figure out if it's populating the comments that are coming in. It seems to me that you can. I'm going to say yes, but don't quote me on that. Jennifer, what about a recording of this webinar sent to us via email? Did no one get the recording from last week sent to you? Was that not sent out? I'll follow up and try to get that done. I know they're also working on creating a section somewhere in the dashboard or wherever where they would be putting all these recordings. Philip, can you follow up with me direct on your questions on that? Philip, you can contact, if you submit a request to book a meeting with me inside the system, you can get that booked. I also want to figure out what's going on with that. Malachi, your question is there a chance you will offer advance for the people that have been on it for a while? I'm not sure if I understand that question. I wouldn't be able to answer it anyways. Can I scroll back up to the pricing? Sure. Michael, are you asking for a link to the video? VA access. Greg, are you asking if you can grant your VA access into the dashboard? Of course you can. And you can limit their access. Go to user, add a user, and you can give them a particular role. If you want to create your own role so you really understand what those roles are, go that route. Malachi, are you asking for an advanced webinar for more, what would you call it, experienced or veteran agency platform people? Yeah, well, you'd have to give me some details on what that would look like. You can also submit a support ticket requesting that. I don't know what that would look like. Right now, Malachi, if you can bring that up in the future, right now, this is the second webinar in, so I don't expect us doing anything more. Oh, Michael says the link to the page with the snippets. You mean Michael, this page, agency platform? So yeah, all you do, if you want the line item breakdown, that's actually, oddly enough, on the website, because this is newer UI, go to agencyplatform.com, click on pricing, and for each of their plans for a line item breakdown on comments, which you might actually want to grab some of these and put them on your own website or something. Not sure if that's okay, but behind the scenes or something. There it is. And let me, you know what? Oh, man. There. That's the link to that I just threw out to everything. How do you book a time with me? All right, well, my easiest way to get you that is, give me a second. Sorry, I know there's a lot of dead air time here, but I'm reading questions and getting links. There you go, Philip. There's a meeting link with me. Just Friday would be okay. Antoine asks, so it's one dashboard and it's priced per client unless I use the service and then the dashboard is included. You're going to get nothing in this dashboard if you're not running a service. That's the way that agency platform is modeled. So you can't just go in here and use the dashboard and alone by itself and get it set up for a client and only use the dashboard. There might be a way to do that if you talk to a project manager, but as far as I know, that's not doable. You have to come in, and the only way to get a dashboard set up for a client is you have to be running a service. So if you ran that local SEO service, you would get the aligned dashboard features. And then that's how it works. And Twin says, also, is there a master dashboard for the agency that shows the 1,000-foot view for all the agency clients signed up under the agency? Yeah, 100%. So 1,000-foot view. Let's go to home. On this overview, all of these leads and tracking are for all of the leads across all of the projects, actually. And 2 active projects, total keyword overview on all projects, total tasks, overdue tasks, items needing attention. So if you go to, let's go to, for example, pending issues is one of the bird's eye views that are really important. This is going to give you a global view of all of your outstanding issues across all of your campaigns, which is going to be important. And then, of course, also from home, if you want to see all of the overdue tasks across all of your campaigns, you click on that, and it's going to give you the bird's eye view of overdue tasks on all of your campaigns. The same for completed tasks. And on timeline, a global view of all tasks being completed in a sequential order across all of your campaigns. So yeah, the bird's eye view is built in. Catherine says the charge is $50 a month if you want access without a service. Yeah, I might ask a project manager about that. I don't know an exact workflow that exists for that. If you reach out directly to a project manager to get that set up, it's definitely not a refined workflow, but it may be possible. Well, she says it's the cheapest out there with the most features. I'd say so, absolutely. And here's the bird's eye dashboard overview view across all of your projects. So active tasks, completed tasks, pending issues, overdue tasks, boom, all your projects, and then you can filter down from here. So bird's eye view is there. Okay, everyone, I'm going to wrap it up. I know it wasn't the most exciting webinar because we're not talking about, well, certain things like lead generation and producing tons of sales and maybe some really exciting topic matters. This was more of a, what would you call it? Technical webinar, talking about the informational line items on a particular campaign and matching dashboard features. So getting down into the nitty gritty, but hopefully your takeaway from this is understanding what is the service? What's the value behind the service? What is it worth? What is the dashboard worth? How does it work? How is it positioned for a local client? How much can I charge for this? Is it applicable? Is it just local SEO or is it also GMB, Google My Business Listing Optimization? Is it also reputation? Does it also include technologies and service side features for social media as well? Which, by the way, are the 3 cornerstones to local businesses: organic, GMB, social, reputation. 3 corners. And it's really important for local businesses. And to have all of that at a service that you get starting at $149 a month, there you go. Is there anyone that is not signed up within the dashboard? You don't have access. you need access to the dashboard. Oh boy. Okay. So I'm going to grab access and take any final questions. For everyone else, presentation I'm done with. While I grab access for people, I'm going to just talk a little bit about what's on the menu for next week. So next week, what I planned on going over was how to position the dashboard technologies on local SEO to the client more in depth. So we blew over the dashboard really quickly, but I didn't spend much time on it. So I want to talk more about the local SEO dashboard features and have more open Q&A for things like pricing and also how to stack different prices for local businesses. Malachi said, sorry, one thing, first things first, let me get you the sign up link. Okay, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing. Listen, I was told that this has been implemented. So for all of you looking to sign up, I don't have to go digging for a link anymore. The sign up process to get access for your free trial has been implemented on this site. So if you go to the site and just click get started, it's going to take you here. And this will allow you to, I'll send this to entire audience, sign up. It's a 15-day free trial. What does that mean? Well, if you pay for any campaign within 15 days, you get access to the whole dashboard for free. If you don't pay for a campaign within 15 days, then what happens? Well, you get prompted to start paying $50 a month. At any point in time during that 1 month time that you're paying the $50 a month, you want to launch a campaign, the $50 will go towards the campaign. And once you have an active campaign, the dashboard remains free, if that makes sense. So that's how it works. My recommendation, if you want to take a 15-day free trial on it and you don't have a campaign to launch, instead of starting to pay the $50 a month, I would just launch a local SEO campaign, even as low as $149 a month for your own company, because that's probably going to be one of your bread and butter services, and you probably need it ran for yourself anyways, so why not? Then you understand the reporting, the project management, you get it more, and when it comes time to selling it, you're going to be very familiar. Malachi, can you send emails before these sessions? Malachi, did you not get an email before this session? Did everyone get an email about the webinar today? Did you not get an email? People not get an email? There should have been an email that went out from particularly GoToWebinar 24 hours before the webinar and 1 hour before the webinar. Malachi, thanks. Okay, Michael got them. Catherine got them. Malachi. I'd contact support and ask them what you need to do to make sure you're on that list. I don't have control over that. Everyone else got them. Malachi. I'm pronouncing someone's name wrong. Malachi. I better remember that. Keep reminding me. Is it required that we have a subscription to agency platform in order to have a subscription to the dashboard? It's the same thing. 1 and 1. There's no difference. I think, Rod. It's just for access into the dashboard, really. In terms of having a subscription to the dashboard, I don't know if you mean like a running service. Malachi says, can you repeat your pillars for local? Yeah. The local SEO I call one pillar, and that includes Google My Business Listing Optimization. So, that is in the local SEO, which is really the organic and the Google My Business Listing Optimization, aka the Google Business Listing, the Google Maps, aka the Snack Pack. All of that is the local SEO side, right? But also, so that's one pillar because that takes care of the GMB and the local organic, which is what? When someone types a keyword into Google, you want to show up for them without having to pay for an advertisement. That is one pillar, okay? Now, another pillar for local is reputation. So, second pillar, reputation. The third pillar for local is social. And I'm talking about things that do not include paid advertising. So you've got your local SEO, reputation, and your social media, right? Three pillars that are really baseline services mandatorily that every single local business should be running just to maintain their marketing baseline, which is the no-brainer services. I'm not talking about getting into high-end boutique marketing or pushing for, a high-end ROI return on marketing and all of that. We can get into that. But I'm just saying baseline no-brainer services. Look, your local business. Should you be making at least a minor effort to show up organically in Google for people looking for you? Yes, no one can say no. And especially when that includes a Google My Business listing. So that's a baseline, absolutely yes, no-brainer for every single local business. So there, pillar. Another local pillar, should they be getting reviews and funneling negative feedback back to them online? Well, of course. Why would you want to drive traffic to your Google My Business listing or in Google if you have bad reviews? So yeah, reputation is one-on-one. That's another pillar. And then social media. Yeah, tell me one local client that doesn't have all their social media on icons on their website or a Facebook page. Traffic that's there. So they all have it and they all need to keep up with their social media publishing, which means they need the account set up, they need the design put into it, and they need to be keeping up with their publishing at a baseline level. So social media is a pillar. Now, it doesn't mean that they have to go all crazy and try to create mad ROI and explode their company and have big growth. We have larger packages for that. But on a baseline level, on a common denominator for any local company, you can say, look, absolutely, do it yourself or hire someone, but you need to take care of an effort towards organic local traffic in Google and your Google My Business listing. And that GMB listing holds reviews, and so does Facebook. And we need to be making sure that we're asking for reviews and making sure that the negative feedback coming through goes to you to improve your company, and the positive feedback goes in Google. So people influences their buying decision to work with you. And of course, also those positive reviews go where else? Well, inside of our system, those positive reviews click to go onto the review widget onto the website, which helps with conversion off the website. And those positive reviews click to be published through as a social media post on their social media to help with their branding. Reputation, staple, needs to be there. Absolutely, no brainer, baseline service pillar for local businesses. Third primary pillar, social media. And at least keeping up with your baseline publishing and beyond, but at least keeping in touch up with your publishing that's on it. Whenever I land on people's social media accounts for businesses and I want to look into it, why? Because they have those icons on their website, and I land on their website and click on the icons. I go to their Facebook or I find them there and they haven't published anything in 3 months. Literally, I've sent people messages asking them if they're still in business because of that. So 3 pillars. Oh boy, Andrew says, can we do a webinar on how to use all of the functionality of the new dashboard? Well, let's do that next week because that's really what I'm focusing on. And then I'm just reading questions. Okay, great. So for next week, feel free to come prepared with questions at the end of the webinar. I open up general Q&A, so it's your opportunity to ask your questions. So if you have questions about pricing, if you have questions about how to stack services. If you have questions about how do you handle customer support between you and your client, because we do not speak to your client. If you have questions about what project management system you maybe could use with your client other than ours, compile your questions. At the end of these webinars, I open Q&A. So if you want help, come prepared with your questions at the end, and as long as I'm not completely overloaded with tons of questions, I will address your questions. Oh boy, Joe, thank you. I was saying I'll see you next week. Webinars are every 2 weeks. Sorry. So yes, the next webinar is 2 weeks from today. Sorry about that. All right, everyone. Well, hey, best of luck in your sales efforts and trying out the dashboard, closing new leads, and discovering more about the local SEO services. If you have further questions, you can submit a support ticket. You can reach out to your sales point of contact, or if you have projects running, you can reach out to project management. And you can also look into the dashboard, what it does more. Look into the exact services. You know where to find the line item descriptions now. Even feel free to put your own work into a landing page, building up the value behind your local service. How the local service that we offer for local SEO addresses, if you remember on those packages, does it address social media? Yep. Does it address reputation? Yes. GMB? Yes. But so much more. Call tracking, form tracking, lead tracking, live chat integration, an entire social media management interface, and every other feature that we went over, and we'll continue next week. Could be a heck of a landing page. We should talk about that sometime as well. So 2 weeks, we'll be going over everything else in that dashboard. Until then, best of luck, everyone, and I'll be signing off. Take care.